This is the story about two Terrapene Carolina Eastern box turtles, and afterwards an interview with Miss Sandra Raybuck, who is a foster mother to Anna Mae and Annabelle, the Terrapene Carolina Eastern box turtles. I will be talking with her about the turtles to find out more information. Anna Mae and Annabelle, the daughters of Annie. Annie is the mother Terrapene Carolina turtle. Annie laid 8 eggs on June 20th, 2014. This is usually determined as a large clutch. Most turtles lay between 3 to 5 eggs at a time, but some clutches have been found with only 1 egg. Miss Raybuck will be a foster mother to these turtles for 2 years. Within these 2 years, the turtles will grow to be about 280 grams. They were born only at 6 grams. They hatched on August 20th, 2014. In their maid habitat, they must be in an opaque box because if they can see through the box, they will constantly try to escape. An opaque box is made of material that they cannot see through. They must be kept in warmth at all times. The inside of their habitat is made up of peat moss, which is bedding that closely mimics their habitat. Terrapene Carolina turtles like the woods near streams, but they are not a swimming turtle. They can usually be found in meadows or fields, somewhere where there is moisture. In their natural habitat, they eat bugs, worms, and grass, but in their maid habitat, they eat a specially formulated food with all necessary proteins needed. You must wash your hands after handling all reptiles. All reptiles carry salmonella. Salmonella causes food poisoning and blood poisoning of warm-blooded animals. There was 6 subspecies of Terrapene Carolina turtles. There were 4 in the United States: the Florida box turtle, Gulf Coast box turtle, 3-toed box turtle, and the Eastern box turtle. There were 2 found in Mexico. The DNA testing on Terrapene Carolina concluded that the Florida and 3-toed are now distinct species. They are not subspecies of Terrapene Carolina any longer, but is their own species now. These turtles can live over 130 years, but many don't approach their potential years due to disease and predation. The Eastern box turtle is a well-known turtle in Virginia. They can grow to be 8 inches in length. They are an omnivorous animals, which means they eat both animals and plants. They eat slugs, worms, insects, carrion, fruit, and mushrooms are relished foods. During the winter, the turtles will hibernate under leaves or dig into the soil. The female turtles usually dig nests during stormy evenings. Roads that fragment habitats and increase intrusion by machinery and humans and pet collecting are major causes of the Eastern box turtle species disappearance. They live most of their life in a parcel of land known as its home range. Moving the turtle from its home can be a death sentence. Move the turtle from its home also poses a threat to other turtles. The wandering errant can spread disease. Some wild box turtles are known to surpass 120 years. It can take many years before a turtle learns enough about a new home site for it to remain and survive on its own. The Terrapene Carolina can be found as the Terrapene Carolina, using Carolina twice. The Eastern box turtle used to be called Terrapene Carolina, using a subspecies also of Carolina. However, now you can find them simply listed as Terrapene Carolina. The classification of the American box turtles, Terrapene SPP subspecies, has remained enigmatic, something hard to explain or understand to systematists. Previously comprehensive phylogenetic natural evolution relationships studies focus primarily on morphology, branch of biology that deals with form or structure. The goal of this study was to reassess the classifications, tells you exactly what this animal is coming from, of Terrapene subspecies by obtaining DNA sequence, specific order or nucleic acids in this particular animal's DNA. Data from a broad geographic range and from all 4 recognized species and 11 subspecies within the genus. What is the McKeever Box Turtle Conservation Project? The McKeever Project has given way to the Buttermilk Hill Natural Center project. The McKeever property proved to be too small, and they moved most of the turtles from that site to the larger protected sanctuary at the Buttermilk Hill Natural Area. Now for a quick interview with Miss Sandra Raybuck. Hi, I'm Skylar Young, and I'm here with Miss Sandy Raybuck to talk about the Terrapene Carolina Eastern box turtles. Now for some questions. How did you hear about the Eastern box turtle project?
I was at a conference at the IU6 in Clarion, and one of the teachers there noticed my necklace that has a turtle on it and asked me if I was interested in turtles. And I said, I've loved turtles since I was a child. And she was the one who introduced me to the project and got me in touch with it.
It's a pretty cool way to find out
about
it.
Yeah, it is.
What do you have to do to be a foster parent to the turtles?
Well, first you have to love turtles, and you have to be willing to take care of them for 2 full years. And that means daily care for the turtles. And secondly, you have to provide an environment that's safe for them and healthy for them. Third, you have to feed and care for them every day for 2 full years.
It's a lot of work.
Yes, it is, but it's fun because I like watching the little babies growing and learning and
They're
doing.
really cute.
They are really cute.
Did you have to pay anything to do this?
No, the Clarion University provides all the materials, the tank for them, the food for them, the bedding for them, everything. All I have to do is provide the water and the love.
The water's not very hard, neither's the love.
Nope, not at all.
What exactly is it that you are doing?
Well, every morning I get up and I check them to make sure their tank is the right temperature and that the soil is still moist for them. It's mostly peat moss that's in there, so it holds the moisture very well. I make sure that their heat lamp is still working, and I wait and watch to see that their light comes on at 7:30 every morning like it's supposed to. And then if the water is not clean, I clean their water, and then I feed them. And it's little tubes of protein and vegetable that's all mixed together, and you have to wet it down so that they can chew it because they're still really young.
Oh, I was wondering what that was in the water.
Mm-hmm.
What have you learned while doing this project?
I've learned an awful lot, mostly because of your research. I've always loved the turtles, but I've never looked up this specific species of turtles, and I've learned that there are a lot of different box turtles. I always thought they were all the same, but I knew the difference between box turtles and the sliders, the water turtles, and the tortoises that live in the oceans and such. But it's really interesting to learn from you all the different species of box turtles and where they live.
It was really nice to learn that too, because I didn't really notice that. It never processed in my mind.
Yeah, I never thought about it before either.
What is your favorite part about being a foster mother to these turtles?
Watching them grow and watching their different personalities come about. Annabelle is very, very shy. And when I take her out of her environment and set her someplace else in order to clean the environment, she sits there with her head tucked and she does not move. She won't do anything at all. And yet, Anna May, when you take her out, she takes off like a dart running. And
I never
you have
knew
to
turtles ran so fast either until I saw her run. I was like, oh my goodness.
She's
bolted.
fast. She's very fast. So they're very opposite in their personalities.
Yeah. Didn't you say it was switched whenever they first came in?
Yes, when they first came in, it was completely opposite. But since they've been around us, it's settled down, and they're that way all the time now.
Do you wish you could have more than 2 turtles?
And sometimes I wish I could have dozens of them, but I know that in order to properly care for them, I need to learn first with these 2 turtles, and hopefully I don't do anything wrong to harm them. And now that I'm getting comfortable with them and know that hands off is the best thing for them, it's becoming easier. And yeah, I do believe if I had the space, I could take several more turtles.
That'd be nice. It'd be cool to have more than just 2.
Mm-hmm.
Have all these little turtles running around everywhere.
I'm just thinking that maybe next year when the new batch of babies come along, I can get 2 more in another tank and we can see the difference between the 1-year-olds and the newborns. I think that'll be cool too.
That would be cool. What's the one thing you do not like about the Eastern Box Turtle Project?
I would like to have a larger space for these babies, for them to grow in. I'm hoping that as they get bigger, I'm going to be allowed to give them a larger space to grow in. I mean, they're really small right now, but I know that they need more range, more open space, and I would like to be able to build them a larger container. But then again, that would be hard to transport back and forth. So,
yeah. What's your opinion on my project?
I think this project has been a great adventure for you and for me. It has been wonderful. You're doing a great job. I have learned a tremendous amount about turtles thanks to you and your project here, and I'm glad you're doing it. I really am glad. You're welcome.
And that's it for the interview on eastern box turtles. Thank you and have a great day.